Hey, welcome back to SV Basic. Well, here we are, Astoria, Oregon. And we've been here a few days and really enjoyed our stay so far. We'll probably stick around a couple more days before we head off to the next destination. Weather has been a little ugly, but today the sun finally poked out, so it looks like we might be able to get something done. You know, a lot of people ask, why haven't we built the hardtop? Why is the boom not rebuilt? Why is your main not up? Well, these are a lot of projects that take a few days of nice weather, and we simply haven't seen it yet. It's been pretty ugly here in the Pacific Northwest, and let's face it, I'm human. It's tough to take on a month-long project like building a hardtop in driving rain, 30 degrees. It's just not going to happen. So we're waiting for the weather to get a little better, and hopefully as we work our way down the coast, we'll find a place that the weather's decent and we could get the right materials so we can build the hardtop. It's coming. Definitely has to happen before we hit Mexico, and Mexico is going to happen a little bit later this year. So stick with us and we'll see. But for now, I have 1 or 2 days of nice weather, so we'll start buttoning up a few projects and starting a few new ones while we have a chance. We're taking every chance we can with these small little weather windows to get projects done that are going to get us towards that end goal. So I think with the sun out today here in Astoria, it's time to get to work. Okay, the first project I want to tackle is a quick one, and it's addressing this tote that's been sitting in our cockpit since Seattle. Inside of this tote is all of our dock lines and a few extra 100-foot leads. I keep it here for a reason. It's nice to have lines available in an emergency or when you're docking. You know, I'm not rummaging through a locker or a lazarette to find them. They're right here. But the downside is this tote, it's always filled with water. Water gets trapped under it. It's awful. The lines inside constantly stay wet. They're not breathing. So I want to address that and get this resolved. Get rid of this tote and come up with a better solution. And I think I have one.
So my dad asked me if I wanted to help him with the project, and I was like, sure. He's like, okay, clean out the PFD locker. I thought I was gonna drill something.
So I've got this all laid out. This is going to go real quick. Rather than have a tote, I'm going to actually put a couple of line organizers. One exterior in the cockpit, so I have 4 lines that I could grab quickly, and I'll mount the other one inside of a locker. This way the lines are hanging, they're air drying all the time, and they're handy to get to. I've got all my hardware lined up and my tools. The first one I'm going to put up is actually going to go right here. It's out of the way. It's under the edge of the table. It'll keep them dry in the rain. So I'll mount this standoff and the line organizer as high as I can, probably right about in here. Now I just have to drill these out. I think I'll let Emma help me on that. She'll get a kick out of that.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, I put a little starboard lumber standoff on this before I put it on, and that'll just elevate it off of this table base. Keeps the lines off of here, and I think it'll help the lines dry. Plus it looks nice. See how she did. Hey, not too bad. Okay, as this bolt came through, it came really close to the radius of the corner of this base. So I just gave it a little bit of a bend. It should work out perfect. Okay, the first one's in. I'm happy with that. I'll be able to store 4 lines right here. Stays nice and dry, and they're handy to get to. Now I'll get to the next line rack, but I'm going to put that inside of a locker.
Days like this just re-energizes you. The sun's out, it's nice and dry, and that means we can get some projects done. So Emma and I have been sent to the marine store while Teal works on his projects in the cockpit. So we are armed with compass and a calipers. So hopefully I won't get the wrong size. Who knows? It may happen. But the marine store is just within walking distance. So I'm really excited. This is what we've been waiting for in regards to getting some outdoor stuff done.
Yeah. It's been really cold.
Yeah. Okay, so they're open, so that means we got some shopping to do. So I'm gonna try to remember everything because I forgot the list.
Great.
Okay, got a few more to go. Put one down.
Okay, Lynn went off to the chandlery to get a few items for me to get these projects going today. And one of them was deck plates. I didn't know what was available, so she's gonna call me, and she should be calling any second now.
So before I buy this, I'm gonna call Teal and just double check the sizes, because I don't wanna have to come back.
Let's see if she's got it. Okay, what do you got?
Okay, so they have a 4-inch, 6-inch, and 8-inch. I'm thinking probably the 4-inch, and it's a screw deck plate.
Yeah, so is it a 4-inch cutout or a 4-inch plate?
I don't know, it says a 4-inch plate. I think it's the cutout, definitely.
Okay.
Because otherwise my measurements are way off.
Yep.
Because that's really big for a 4-inch then.
Okay, I got a 4.
That's the smallest one that they have.
No, that's perfect. I have a 4-inch here. I have a 4-inch and a 4 and an 1/8, so we have options. Okay, grab
right.
one of those and I'll see you in a bit.
All right. Okay, sounds good. Love when we go to a store and we get everything that we needed. So, time to get back and get working again.
Let's go.
Well, put the next holder right in here. That'll be a great spot. Easy to get to from the cockpit and in a dry location. I'm actually going to use this locker for something. I'm going to do that project in a minute. But first, I have to tackle something that sprung up the other day. Actually, it sprung a leak the other day. We were in the middle of some driving rain, and this hatch right here, believe it or not, that was put in about 2.5 years ago, and it's been just working flawlessly, and for some unknown reason just started pissing water out of it. So now that it's dry today, I'm going to attack that. It's only going to take me about an hour, get that thing rebedded. I don't want anything leaking on this boat. So as these little things come up, and I know there's going to be items, and we've got a lot of hatches, a lot of port lights, A lot of ways for water to get into this boat. So as these little issues come up, I'm just gonna jump on them as soon as I can. So I'll tear that out and get it fixed. It was amazing how well Butyl holds down the hatch even with all the hardware removed. Well, I cleaned this up and got it nice and pretty. Then I put a new layer of butyl tape around the perimeter and we'll get this reattached. Hopefully that will fix the problem. I'm sure it will. Oh, Compass, it's just me. Okay, the hatch is in, and I like to throw some clamps on here to get some compression going on that butyl tape before I put the hardware in. Okay, that should do it. Get these clamps off. And I'm sure Mother Nature will give us a test here real soon. Well, now with my line organizers in and that hatch is rebedded and Lynn has got me all the parts for my next project, I'll be able to jump on one more. The day is getting longer and I'll take advantage of this sunshine. I'll be able to button this one up, and it's one that I've been thinking about for a while. Now let me go over what I'm going to be doing. Okay, while I was cleaning out this locker here, you know this locker is just a catch-all anyway, so it felt good to find homes for everything I'd been stuffing in there for the past month. I figured I might as well put the generator in there. We have a little backup generator, and you know what, we haven't used it yet, but it's nice to know that we do have one. We fire it up, well, every other week or so, make sure it's running smooth, because in an emergency situation it'd be nice to have. I don't have a hard door on here yet. I will be building that when I build the hard top. I'll use the tails for that project to build inset doors here. But for now, Lynn has sewed up a nice canvas cover and I'll put that on today. It'll keep most of the rainwater out of there, and it doesn't matter. It's a wet locker. There is scuppers in the bottom of this locker. I need to cut a deck plate in the end so the cord set could go from the generator out the deck plate and straight up and plug in over here to our shore power inlet. That'll give us the option to fire up the generator and charge batteries in an emergency situation. Okay, I have everything I need. Lynn sewed up the cover. I just have to put a little bit of hardware on that. Here's my deck plate, so I'll be able to pass the shore power cord through this without opening the door. Here is going to be the shore power cord and an adapter to plug right into our current system. Okay, that was real easy to finish this project up. I took my power cord and put the right connection on the end to accept into our shore power lead. So now this is real simple. You undo the deck plate, feed the cord through, plug it in, fire up the gen set, and we're ready for any situation. Okay, this project's done. I'll just button it up and call it a day. Now it's just a matter of putting this in, snapping a cover on. Okay, now I'm just putting on the hardware on this canvas cover. That should work.
These past projects that we've done has been great. It's been nice to just be in the cockpit and outside and working on our boat. But, you know, aside from that, the main thing that we are focusing on now that the weather is nicer and we can feel that summer and spring are just right around the corner is one glaring thing that you guys have all been asking about, and that is our main, when it's going to go up, and our hardtop. First off, nobody wants to see our main go up more than we do. You guys, after having that jib go up and seeing how well it performed just on the small jib itself, you know, Teal and I and Emma are so excited to see how well this boat is going to perform with the main. But one problem, we have an old boom that Teal and I have been kicking a couple ideas about. There's a couple options for us. Number one is to modify and fix our boom so then we can put the main up. Number two is to buy a used boom and modify it again to make it work for our main. And number three, the most expensive of all, is scrapping all those ideas and just getting a new boom that's made and designed for our boat. This boom, I don't even know how old it is. It may be the original boom, we don't know. But it's been modified, changed over, you know, things have been added on, and it just doesn't work. And for me, you know, everything happens for a reason. Maybe there was a reason why we were stuck in port for so long. Maybe there's a reason why the weather hasn't been cooperating. Because something happened yesterday in this marina at this exact time that completely changed what our plans are. Yesterday morning when Emma and I were deep in her schooling, I happened to look up into my back galley window and I see this beautiful, massive catamaran pulling into the fuel dock.
So she lets me know, and I look out the window and I'm like, how did that even fit in this marina? It was huge. It was
massive.
65-foot Morelli & Melvin designed catamaran built locally here in Portland by Schooner Creek. And it was built for a charter company destined for Hawaii. They were here loading up with fuel to make the journey, and they had to pick up just a few gallons, about 900 gallons of fuel. It was impressive.
That's quite a bit of fuel.
The scale of this boat is amazing. So we had to go check it out. We walked down the docks, and just standing next to it was impressive.
Well, first I had to wipe the drool off of Teal's chin, because it was pretty impressive in here.
It was. So we got chatting with the captain and the crew, and they invited us on board to take a look around, and I had a lot of fun. It was nice.
And it just so happens the captain of this boat is none other than John Kuhn, who is well respected and well known in the multi-hull industry. He is the best, for me, he's just about the best that you can get to check out your rigging.
Yeah, he's got a great reputation. He flies all over the world. This guy knows his stuff, and he
specializes in multi-hulls.
He does, specializes in catamarans. And this guy, after chatting with him, he offered to come over to our boat and fly up into our rigging and check it out, so we couldn't say no. John's knowledge and credentials are extensive, and after spending 3 hours with him, I could not get enough. I tried my best to keep up by taking mental notes to everything we discussed. John inspected every inch of our rig and went into great detail of his findings. He gave us information to help guide us in the right direction to improve the safety and performance of SV Basic. We will be taking his advice and direct our attention accordingly. Thank you, John Kuhn, for taking the time to share your valuable knowledge with a student like me.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Onboard Lifestyle. Special thanks to our patrons. You guys are our backbone and we love you for that. This chance meeting with John has given us an extra burst of energy to get our rig back into shape, and we can't thank him enough. Now that the weather is getting better, we will continue to work our way south, all the while redesigning our sail and rigging plan. Please remember to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell for future notifications for upcoming videos. And leave a comment. We love reading them and the advice you guys give us. Come back next week to see another awesome video. See you then!